All right, so there's my screen. Doesn't look any different, does it? This is version 3.0. 3.0 is a major technology upgrade, so it's going to allow us to do a whole bunch of new stuff. And just to prove that, we wanted to kind of show something different using some of this new technology. So you've all seen communications. Communications has been around for a long, long time, and it's helpful. It's very useful, actually. Get to-do reminders and follow-ups and things like that. You can go under, view alerts and see all your alerts that are coming up due. But how much better would that be than a calendar? So there you go. That's the new feature. But let me show you how this all works. So first of all, everything in that communication list that's been assigned to you shows up on your calendar. So, but of course, it being another module, double-clicking that will bring it out into its own. So I've simulated this being on its own. If you got a dual monitor situation, you can fire that over onto your other monitor, and then just do all your work from that list. So I'm going to go back to my list and show you how things are getting there. So a few ways we've always done it. We want to do a follow-up in accounts receivable. We're going to go to add a communication, and we're going to say we want to follow up on an AR, so collection, promise check on a certain date. I've assigned it to myself, and I'm going to follow it up on the 13th. And I want to do that at 4 p.m., okay? So 4 p.m., and then I'm going to save that. Okay, so what's happened now on my calendar on the 13th, where's the 13th? Right there. It's not there. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I did have to refresh the calendar. There we go. So there it is, collection. Okay, so there it is. Open it up. And then right on here now we have an open related button. Pops open the accounts receivable. Okay, so very, very easy to get at. So I'm on my calendar here, and I'll show you all these different things we can do with this now. So first of all, some things I've already done here. I've got a pickup at one of my suppliers. I pop it open. It says this will be taken to Jack This Fitness. So I go open related, and it pops open the purchase order with a pop-up note. So there's the PO. I check it over. What am I going to pick up? And then I say, where am I going to take this or pick it up from again? I'm not sure where they are anymore. I hit the open attachment button, and up comes the address on the calendar, on the Google Maps here, okay, because I've put that in as an attachment of where they're located. Okay, I've got that done. Now I'm going to drop it off at my customer. Same thing here. I go open related. Popped on my other monitor. There's their order. I'm going to go ahead and invoice it from here if I wish, or just ship it. So it gets shipped. Print off my documentation. Again, hit open related, and now pops open. Oops, not open related. I meant to do open attachment. And again, there's the map of where they are located. So I see that right on my list there. Okay. Once I've completed it, I can simply hit mark complete. It stamps in the completion date, and it puts it on there, and it's already saved. And they're kind of a grayed outlook when they already have been done. So I finished my list for today. So for this Wednesday, I've got 4 things on my list. I got an SIP conference. Notice it's in a dark color there. That dark color means that it's an all-day appointment, okay? So it goes all the way at the top. The rest of them have times on them, and then I can open those up by just clicking on them. A black appointment means that it is for everybody, not just for myself. So I've got no assigned to on here, and it's been so it shows up on everybody's calendar, okay? Other appointments that can just be lunch with Ken. There is no related. I've just added a new appointment by double-clicking on an empty space, and it pops open that, and then I get this lunch with Ken situation or message, and then I can hit on the again open attachment. It'll bring me the calendar as to where I'm meeting him for lunch. Okay. Other things we can do here. So count weights. So this is a daily task, not no particular time. If I hit open attachment here, I've attached, on my other monitor, I've attached a count sheet onto this, so I can go ahead and do my counts, print off my count sheets, and just get right on with the job without having to go back anywhere else in the program to do that. Okay. If I click on the date itself, it brings me my list for today. So there's all my transactions that I've got to be done today, and I can just tick them off as I complete them, tick off each one of them, and then just close it out, and notice they change color. And if I go show complete, or sorry, uncheck the show complete module or list, I don't see anything that I've already completed. It's just disappears off my list. But of course, it feels good to see them on the list, that they've been checked off. Okay. You've also got a filter up here, like we do everywhere else, and we can uncheck what we don't want to see. So if I don't want to see anything to do with customers, I can uncheck that and so on. And these are all security controlled, of course, okay? So you don't see them at all without having security for them. I'm kind of bouncing around here, but bank recs, so I've got the 19th, so I'm supposed to do my bank recs. I click on it, hit open related. It pops open my GL account with my bank rec ready to go. I click the reconcile button, continue on with my bank rec and work through it and balance, and then just save and close it again, close that off and say, well, I didn't get it finished, so I'm just going to have to push this over till tomorrow, finish it tomorrow, and then just save and close it. My bank rec pops over to tomorrow automatically. Okay, and what it does underneath there, basically, it changes this date right here. Well, of course it changed it because I changed it there. Sorry, I wanted to show you this now. Let's say I don't even get that done at all. I know I'm not going to get it finished. I just drag and drop it onto a different date. Now that automatically changes the due date on the bank rec to-do list there, and everything's moved over to the proper dates. Okay. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. Of course, it's got standard things back and forth on months and years and so on as well. We're not finished with it yet. We're still going to be adding some more improvements in it. And then once, of course, it does get out to everybody on version 3, this will we'll make improvements as we get suggestions as well. Actually, a couple of things. One more thing I want to show you, of course, is collection. So here's a collection situation. Oh, I showed you that one already. There's a couple here. Let's go with production. We can open up the production. So we go open related. So if we're, whoops, I wouldn't mail the monitor again. So if we're doing scheduling on our production by simply adding a communications to it, you can do that as well. What I didn't show you, and I forgot, if I go back to here and I go to sales, we've added a new button to sales, purchasing, and production right at the top that says add to calendar right here. Okay, so they're all the document-based ones that you can just add to calendar. Now it's simply, if I click that, it's simply a shortcut to communications and plus, but with the added benefit of pre-populating with my initials, my user code, and my due date. Okay, so it puts in today for a due date. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. Like I said, there's a few things we want to add to it yet, but because we're going to be showing it off this Wednesday at the Vancouver SIP show, the Integrated Partner Show, I wanted the partners to see it first and not hear it from some users somewhere along the way that we have this before you actually got to see it first. So yeah, that's it. I'm sure I missed something in there, and to me it's a brand new module as well, so I'm not super polished on it yet, but if there's any questions, I'll kind of look through the list to see if there's any questions. If you want to go ahead and key questions in, I will go and start from the top and see if there's questions. Wow. Okay, so questions. Now I see a bunch you've asked if it's a new POS module, so that's not here yet. But the fact is that technology-wise now we can do those types of add-ons that we wanted to do, because as you can see, this is looks a lot different than our other modules, and it's used in this technology that we're using for this. So some of that's going to be much easier going forward with version 3. So okay, let's see if I can find questions. Is it going to be included? Yes, it is a part of Spire. It's not an add-on, so there's no extra charge for it. The question I don't understand, it's a decentralized autonomous organization integration. Don't know what that means. If we are using users to have different calendars, well, each user, as they log in, has their own calendar because it's been assigned, the item's been assigned to them here. We do plan on adding a switch user button with security as well, so you can switch to another user to have a look at what's going on with them as well. Sorry, it's hard to go through the questions because people are still guessing what I'm showing in between. So. Okay, I did show add to calendar button. Will there be a weekly view? Yeah, that's something that's still on the books right now. It's just the daily and the monthly. So we're going to be moving on from there. We want to go integration between other calendars. We do have that as something on the list of wants. When it gets there exactly, I'm not positive. And again, integration. Two sales views, a way of putting 2 on a calendar. Yes, we're going to be adding that as well. So we have multiple people per calendar. So when I go add here, I'll be able to go look up and go tick tick to give multiples. And then later on, we're going to be doing groups as well. When can we get 3 to play with? It's not in release candidate state yet. So in other words, not in alpha state yet. So I've been playing around quite a bit with it. It's been pretty good. Rick's been putting it through its paces, but I know he's got a long ways to go through to get through all of his tests that he runs on all the new versions. And because it's such a technology change, we want to make sure everything works before we release it out. But as soon as it's in a position or place where we feel everything's working fairly well or working good, we'll release it to alpha testing for playing around with as well. So. Can you drag and drop anything from outside of Spire onto a calendar to initiate an appointment? No, not at this point anyway. I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna happen, if we could do that or not. Yeah, multi-users again. What technology are we referring to? Well, this is this is all written in web technology, basically. Matt didn't want me to talk too much about that because he thought we would confuse people thinking this is a web page, which it is not a web page, but it's written in CSS and JavaScript. So just so you know, another person asked the new tech as well. View other people's calendars. Yes, we will be adding a switch for that if they have security, that is. Again, security. Color coding options to differentiate tasks or modules. That's not a bad idea, actually, yeah. Whether it gets out on version 1 or not, I don't know, but that is a good idea. Would be a chance of having service. So yeah, we do have, our service module has this as well. So if you schedule a service call with using, here's one here actually. I got a service call on Jackson Elliptical. And if I go open related, it opens up the service equipment module, and we can look at all the fields, the communication in there, the history of all the repairs, and so on as well, serial number, make, model, and all that, and all the service notes. So it does allow you to add anywhere you can add communications, and basically that's all of these places you can will show up on the calendar. So. More questions about more service stuff. We haven't changed our service module at all. It's just communication connecting to the service module. So, okay, that is it for now. The dev team is still working on version 3, so I can't give you an exact date as to when we will be releasing this, but that's the feature. So. I don't see any other questions coming in, so it looks like we got this done up in 20 minutes instead of the half hour we thought it would. So we got done a little quicker. So thanks everybody for stopping by and for this quick little meeting. I just wanted, like I said, wanted to get it out, people to see it before we actually announced it at the Vancouver event later this week. So again, thank you very much. If you got any questions at all about this, feel free to email me or call me, and I'd be happy to discuss it with you and any ideas that people have for the calendar. Whether it gets much more beyond this in version 1, I'm not sure. I know it has not been closed off yet, so there are still some things happening, but that's it. Thank you very much for joining me today. And I'll see some of you later this week, and then some of you in May when I get out to Ontario for the SIP conference there. Ciao for now.